Alright, today I want to show you how I think about never going broke in crypto by staking ETH. I'm not talking about trading. I'm not talking about chasing the next hype coin. I'm talking about a boring but steady system that pays you while you sleep. I believe staking ETH is the simplest way to make your stack work for you, especially if you already plan to hold it long term. To be clear, this is not financial advice. It's me sharing what I do, what I use, and what I'd explain to a friend. Welcome back to Captain Altcoin. Before I continue, hit that subscribe button and like the video so you help it get to more people since this one's very useful. So, what is staking ETH in plain English? I lock up my ETH to help secure the Ethereum network. In return, I earn rewards paid in ETH. Think of it like interest, but in crypto. The rate moves. It's usually in that 2 to 4% range per year right now. It won't make you rich overnight, but it adds up. If I'm holding ETH anyway, I'd rather earn more ETH every day than just let it sit in my wallet. Here's the core idea I keep in mind. I want three things: keep control of my coins, make the process easy, and get reasonable liquidity in case I need to exit. There are few ways to do this. I'll walk you through them and tell you where I personally land. First, the most beginner-friendly route is an exchange. Coinbase, Binance, Kraken in some regions. It's basically a click stake button. The app does the rest. The rewards show up automatically. This is great if you want zero setup. The trade-off is you give up custody. Remember, not your keys, not your coins, still applies. You trust the exchange to hold your ETH and pass you the rewards. The net APY you see is after their cut. On average, it's around that 2% zone, sometimes a little more. Easy? Yes. Maximum control? No. Second, there's liquid staking with protocols like Lido and Rocket Pool. This is my favorite lane for most people who are comfortable with a wallet. When I stake with Lido, I get ST ETH back in my wallet. With Rocket Pool, I get RETH. These tokens represent my stake ETH plus the rewards. They slowly go up in value versus ETH over time. The best part is liquidity. If I ever need to exit fast, I can swap ST ETH or RETH for Ethereum on a DEX. I choose to do the formal withdrawal. Fees are reasonable. Yields are usually right in the middle of the pack. If you like flexibility and self-custody, liquid staking actually makes a lot of sense. Third, there's staking straight from a wallet app that integrates a staking partner. This is perfect if you want self-custody but also want the easiest possible user experience. I own Cool Wallet Pro and I can stake inside Cool Wallet app through their partner, so I never leave my wallet environment. My current APY for staking Ethereum there is around 3%, which is pretty solid. Now, of course, there are other options with wallets. For example, Trust Wallet has a simple earn flow for its staking. MetaMask even has a staking panel now. The feel is similar across these. Connect wallet, choose amount, confirm, done. The trade-off depends on which option I pick inside the wallet. If it's a pooled staking option, I usually don't receive a liquid token. If it's Lido inside the wallet, I do get ST ETH. So I think about liquidity upfront. Let me map this to simple choices and the kind of person each one fits. If I want the absolute fewest clicks and I don't want to deal with wallets, I use an exchange. If I want liquidity and I'm comfortable with MetaMask or a hardware wallet, I use Lido or Rocket Pool. If I want the smoothest self-custody experience in one app, I use my wallet's integrated staking. Now, let's talk about the numbers and the feel. The network sets the base rewards. That's why all honest options are clustered in that 2 to 4 range after fees. Lido takes a cut of the rewards. Rocket Pool node operators take a cut. Exchange programs take a bigger cut. Wallet partners also take a cut. So, I don't chase an extra 0.5% at the cost of weird risks. I prefer something reputable, battle-tested, and easy to manage. I believe the best setup is the one I actually stick with for years. I keep the risk simple in my head. With exchanges, the risk is the company. With protocols and wallet pools, the risk is smart contracts and validator performance. Slashing is rare and diversified across a lot of operators, but I know it exists. exists. The way I reduce the risk is by sticking to major audited options and by not putting every coin in one basket. Sometimes I'll split a stake, a bit in Lido, a bit in Rocket Pool, maybe a bit in a wallet pool. I like the redundancy. Let's talk about steps. If you've never used a wallet, start small. Move a tiny amount of ETH to your wallet. Try a test stake. Get comfortable signing a transaction. Watch rewards accrue for a week. Try an unstake or a token swap so you know how it works. When you feel confident, scale up. Always keep a little ETH for gas. Don't stake 100% of your balance and then get stuck when you need to pay a fee. People always ask me, which pays the most right now? My honest answer is they're all close. But as I said earlier, I'm happy with what I get on Cool Wallet Pro these days. Another question I get is timing. Should I stake now or wait? I keep it simple. If my plan is to hold ETH for years, I stake early and often. I like that my ETH balance is compounding in ETH terms. If the price dips, my rewards keep stacking. If the price runs, those rewards ride up with it. I don't try to time the network rate. I just stay consistent. That's it. I don't overthink it. Now, a few pro tips I've learned over the years. Label your staking transactions and addresses. It helps with tracking. Set a calendar reminder every month to glance at your rewards. Don't chase extra yield by putting staked tokens into 10 more protocols unless you know exactly what you're doing. That turns passive into active risks. If you do want to use STETH or RETH as collateral later, start small and keep your seed phrase safe. Hardware wallets are only one as strong as your backup. I want to touch on my mindset for a second. Never go broke. To me, isn't a meme. It's a plan. It means I put a chunk of my long-term ETH into staking so it keeps growing, even when I'm not filming, not trading, not checking charts. It means I accept a boring single-digit return because I believe the asset I'm accumulating has long-term upside. It also means I don't overexpose myself. I keep an emergency buffer in plain ETH for gas and fees and random life stuff. That's the whole play. Stake ETH. Keep it simple, let it compound. Don't chase crazy promises. Use tools you trust. And remember, the goal isn't to swing for the fences every week. The goal is to build a base that quietly grows. So no matter what the market does, your ETH stack keeps moving in the right direction. If you find this helpful, tell me where you stake and why. I read every comment. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video.